YouTube, it's Louis here. Hope you're all well. We're looking at a Vechain today on the daily time frame, and wow, hasn't it been so important to be using that 69 EMA? If it weren't for the 69 EMA, well, yesterday it looked like it broke out, and of course today it's been a fake out. To be honest, guys, if you're aware, you need to break above this wick anyway for continuation upwards. So that already in itself, closing below that, was the bearish signal. If you weren't confident enough in reading that, that is fine. I'll help you out. Here is the 69 EMA. Add it into your chart and play around with it. If you find that it doesn't help, don't worry, don't use it. Simple as that. But yeah, that is why for me we got rejected and are heading back down. If you remember, in yesterday's update we were looking at the lower time frames, but before we get into that, we were saying that because we're expecting this failure of going up, we're going to come back down and test this 20 EMA over here. So now let's go over to the lower time frames over here. So we drew out this golden pocket because we were essentially saying that it's not something that we should be pushing through, but I think during the video we were somewhere over here and we managed to push through, which is amazing. So let's get out these fibs right now from the high to the low. We've got this golden pocket which we drew out, and so again this is a great example because we got through and formed something called the reversal wave. And we actually got to the 786. What I would actually expect is a push to the 786, come back down, and then try and go to the 1 fib level. But because you pushed through the 618 and the 786, and you try to do it in one go, this is more than likely why we failed, guys. Do you understand that? Because we want to do it step by step. But in this case, you just push through the 050, you push through the 6, you push through the 786, and you're trying to head to the 1 and do the impossible and break through 1, 2, 3, 4 levels in one breakout without any pullback. So this is a recipe for a disaster essentially on the lower time frames, of course, because imagine this was the daily time frame. How many days of just constant up? This is the things that you need to think about. Although it's the lower time frames, bring that daily mentality that I've been teaching you guys for over a year. Bring it over to the lower time frames and you start to understand the lower time frames even better if that's something that you're struggling with at the moment. The higher the time frame, the more accurate it is, and that's why on the lower time frames we're going to get more manipulation. So practice on the higher time frames where there's less, and so also you can understand the manipulation, get used to it, and then come back down to these time frames. But again, you'd know that if it's going up straight for so many days in a row, it needs a pullback. And here we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 green candles in a row. Imagine it was the daily time frame, 2 weeks of straight up, we would be screaming for a pullback, correct? So you need to bring that understanding, or that thinking, to the lower time frames essentially. So we were dying for this pullback, and unfortunately because we just pushed through all the levels like butter and failed to actually confirm them as support, we fell through all of the levels like butter, and we flipped this after bouncing off the 200 EMA. We need to get a reaction because the EMAs were so close over here, as well as the golden pocket. We formed a shoulder, head and shoulders pattern. So yeah, it looks like you're also forming a double bottom over here, and it just got trapped by the EMAs. You could have even come to the neckline and it still continued lower. This is sort of looking like the quant chart, but yeah, quant is in this process of coming up right now. But yeah, it looks like the quant chart, shoulder, head, shoulder with the double bottom everyone's screaming for. But this is just happening on the lower time frame, on a completely different chart, nothing to do with quant. But yeah, and the outcome could be completely different. But yeah, we had a double bottom here, if you can see, and it did not break above the EMAs or the neckline or go back through the golden pocket and flip into support to head up again. You could have still done that, but we didn't have those signs. We've now lost the low. So the expectation is, you can see there's a lot of support in this area, more than down here. So if we lose this 236 fib, I'm pretty certain we're going to lose that low, guys. This is just smaller time frame analysis, and all this is showing you is a retest of the 20 daily EMA, to be honest, guys. Because look, this is the red box over here, and when we go over to the 15-minute time frame, that's this red box over here. And we were just saying that a loss of this 236 now, which we're currently at, would signal push down to here, and I think that we would lose that, as there's more support in this 236 area right now than anything else. So what we really need to see for the bulls out there, push above this golden pocket, push above the 786 and the 1 fib level, and then onwards and upwards. But for the moment, again, not good sign by going back under with the because this was a fake out. So gone back under, retesting as resistance, making a lower low. We're just holding this short-term support at the moment, maybe a fake bounce and then continue lower. But again, be ready if it does actually break higher with this scenario where it could actually go up to 1.9 cent. Thank you guys so much. Like, subscribe and comment. If you want to check out those channel memberships, we're almost at 10 members on the channel, almost 5k and not even 10 members. Come on guys, support the channel. If you want to send in a super thanks as well, that's right next to the like button. Cheers.